M0FXB, welcome to my videos on the Radtel 580G. I do really like this set because it's triple receive. I can literally listen to 3 bands or monitor 3 bands at the same time. You can only hear one at a time, but one of those bands is actually airband, and then you've got VHF, UHF and many more bands, GMRS, FRS, all that kind of stuff, PMR. So I've had a question about how do we upload the firmware. So I've managed to find the firmware download program, but I can't see that there's a new bin file for firmware. So I've messaged Radtel and said, is there new firmware on this 580G? Now you can buy a lower price model that does not have GPS and Bluetooth audio for about £70, I think. But if you go for all out, if you go for the GPS and Bluetooth, and you're talking about Bluetooth audio as well, and you get a headset, then they're about £130. And that will come with a programming cable, although you can use the all-in-one programming cable, which is quite good. When you buy your item, ask them to send you the cable as well. Of course it costs more. Or I've been using this cable here, which is the all-in-one cable, and I recommend you get one of these anyway. I'll put a link in the description because they work on so many radios. Radtel, the budget Chinese radios. I just think that it's a very good cable to have, and it's only about £13 on Amazon. So this is the pamphlet on the 580G, and it's quite, it's a very cool looking radio, as you can see, waterproof. And so I've made videos on this. It's not a very tall item. If you look at the 470X, it's a lot shorter. But yeah, like I said, mine's got all the GPS and all that. So when it comes to firmware, there's a link here that I'll provide in the description. Now, it says firmware update tool. I will show you that. And above that, it's got the software. Oh, sorry, let's have a look now. Is it above? No. Here is the programming software. It's a 10-watt radio, by the way. And it says here GPS PC software, and I've tested it. It works fine. Underneath it says firmware tool, but there is no firmware. So we look at the files that you download. I just click that one there. That's the update tool. We'll just quickly run it. And the cable, just so you know, it plugs into the bottom pin. The bottom pin. Okay, which is unusual, but fine. There is USB-C charging on this device, but it goes straight into the battery here. Just out of interest. And I've been sat here listening to airband, and it does work. And I'm sat inside this flat. So look here, quite a few files get downloaded. You've got the driver, which is worth having. Okay. Might as well, I've already run a driver, but might as well run it again. Why not? Double click, and this is go yes. PL23 driver. I'm just going to run it and it's already there, so that's fine. Okay. Right. The fact that it's there is good. I'm going to cancel that. Okay, but the links will be in the description as well. Let's close that. Power on logo. Looks like you can. I might do that in a separate video then. At the moment, when it turns on, it doesn't. It just shows the logo of the company. But it'd be good if we can add a photograph. That's a separate video. Let's go back to the files. Sorry about this. I'm clicky click click. It's all good learning on this device. And then you've got uninstall. You've got the 580 update tool, which I'm going to show you. Power on pick here. Instruction document. That's good. We'll see if we can open that. No, let's have a look at it. It's opening up. So I'm just going to show the instructions for firmware upgrade. There's the radio coming to life there. So install the program cable driver. There you are. It's prolific. Scrolling down, open 580G tool. Select the COM. Alright, so they've got one section for the power on picture, which we will definitely do, and one section for the firmware. So the HZKI6 is the firmware. You need to wait about 90 seconds to finish the update. So once you've uploaded the files, you've got two lots of files here, then you can click load. That's the load button there. And that's, so if you can't read of course you can't read the Chinese if you're in England. And that's it, that's the process. So, because the question I was asked was what is the process, but we do need the bin file. That's the bit I haven't found yet. It says here HZKR6. If I can find it, I'll do a firmware upload, but I'll definitely do a picture. And if I do a picture, that's going to show us the procedure anyway. So of course I'll put the link in. Now let's look at the software, which we have done a video on this. But anyway, programming software is here. It says 580G there, software. You click download, it goes to your downloads, like so. Get all this free advertising, double click, 580G setup, double click, and then just go next, 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 next. Click English, mind. I've already done this, it might say you've already got it. Install shortcuts. Finish. Okay, and the shortcut on mine looked like, let's find it. Go start. There it is there, 580G. And we've actually got it open in the background, haven't we? So, looks like we're duplicating. Let's turn the other one off. So this is the one now that you can see that's just opened. So if we go to COM, make sure the cable's connected to my PC. I'm using the all-in-one at the moment. So we go sets, communication, which on mine was 3. Now you look that up by going into your COM port. So Windows squares at the bottom. Right click, device manager. Then go to ports here, double click, and it's definitely 3. Close that, and then just click OK, and then go read. And it does work, because I did it earlier. So there it is there, reading away quite nicely. And it's a good way of testing your communication with your cable ETC before you do firmware. And you can see the radio rebooted there. We've got some of my favourite channels in there already. And yes, you can put in the memory names and so on. And to create a channel, you just literally click on an empty channel. If there is an empty or an existing channel, because it looks like they've all been populated. Let's go to number 9, double click, put the frequency in, so you say 430.925, that's the receive, 438.525, that's transmit, and then you don't want the D code, so we should select that to off. But you do want the transmit code, N code, on mine, where I've gone straight past it there. Number 9, wasn't it? There it is there. Transmit 77. And then put the name in, that will be GB3FI. GB3FI. Okay, and you can set power and things like that. So that's in there. So if we can write that to the radio, but we can also change the settings. Let's go across here. Optional features, they call it. You've got all settings here. The best thing with this kind of software is just spend a bit of time, It's like you can save what we've got. Machine info, that'd be nice to know what firmware we've got. Is it not? No, it's not saying it there. How about we click? Oh, cancel. We don't want to clear all data. We go about. It just says version 0.2, so I'm not sure what firmware we've got in there. Let's just quickly check the menu. Let's go menu. See, there's a firmware listing there. I always go backwards. Oh, you can program the buttons, store channels, Vox, GPS. I mean, lots of settings because it's got so many functions with Bluetooth. You can do the name, scan settings there, Bluetooth. I'm not seeing a firmware thing there, but I bet you there's a way if you hold this key and that key, there would be a firmware. And go back with the red button. And you can go up and down to the different bands as well. That's up and down channel. going up and down the bands is the red button, look. Selecting the 3 different ones you've got there. And you've got buttons on the front. But anyway, so it's about the firmware really. So we've seen how to program the radio. Now let's have a quick look at the firmware programming software, which is just here. It's called the update. So double click that. Let's go into it and just actually do it. So there is the update. It's just a small program. There it is there. Just minimize this. Right, so we remember that the top one is for firmware, which we haven't got because when we go to let's go to downloads, where it downloaded, it's not showing any firmware, is it? Okay, but if we go to the other one and then go to downloads, probably better if we go to pictures. I don't know if, obviously the picture will have to be a certain size, wouldn't it? So I think, let me learn the size picture and all that really, but you would go here. Not many pictures on here. Try one more thing. Download pictures. No, I haven't got any pictures in here, unfortunately. You would click at that, download it, select it. Let me see if I can grab a pic. And go like so. Downloads. Cool, I'm faffing a bit, but anyway, it's fun. Downloads. It's still not showing a pic that I've downloaded, so let's see if we can work out the format. I'm just trying a pic file now. It's gone in there. Okay, so let's see if we can send it to the radio. It's a picture of a FT5. So let's just hit the button. Interestingly, it said port already open. Okay. Not sure what that. I know it said 0.1% there. Right, we're doing the pic. Port already open. What does that mean? Check the connections. Let's do the COM. Make sure we selected COM3. Yeah, COM3's there. Cable's in. Cable's in the cable. Sorry, in the PC. And something's happening. We'll try the firmware one again because something did actually happen. So there's your thing. Oh, right, finished. Only went halfway. Way! Oh no. I think that the picture format was wrong, but you can see how that is the process. Let's do the firmware one. So I'm just going to click it and see what it says. Right, finished. Well, that was a bit quick. Yeah. So let's just I wanted to have another go with the firmware one. I'm going to get rid of the photograph file. We've got a blank one here, so we're just going to go like so. We need to select the COM, which we know is 3. Bit of a delay. We select COM3, click OK, and then we're going to go. Don't really do anything, does it? It did reboot, but I don't think anything happened. So anyway, that is the process. And then regarding the pic, let's try again. There's here. See this one here, power on pic. I got this from Radtel. That's going in. So whatever format that is, it came with the download of the software. So we just need that format. It doesn't go all the way, but then it reboots. And look, it says Radtel now. That is actually different than what it said originally. Let's try the other one that I've got. Because there was two. They are. And then I just right click on the photograph that we've got. If we can get the right format, then maybe we could change it. And what I'll do is a completely separate video. Just loading the pic, click OK, and now we've got, yeah, that's how it came. So at least we know it's working. So let's just quickly look at that. Go to my downloads, yellow folder at the bottom, downloads. There's the pic. Where's it gone? Software update. Where was the pic? Let me just find the pic. Instructions. So I will find it. There's the two pics that we got. If I it says C file. Right click, properties. Can we find that? Extract. Type. It just says C file. What is a C file? Let me just Google that. I can't seem to find that, but anyway, we're going to put all the links in the description for the downloads, purchasing this device, and anything else you might like. 7.3, all the best.